amplifiers. They take things and they make them louder. Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. In this video, I'm reviewing the FX Audio L07 stereo amplifier. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? David here from Prime Audio Reviews. So yeah, amplifiers make your speakers go boom. This is the FX Audio L07. It's priced at $149, which puts it in that entry-level price range. It's not super budget. It's not like your Fozzy or AEMA type. It's a little bit above that. This is part of FX Audio's good time range, which means they have higher standards on, internal components as well as the external build and overall build quality and audio quality. So this amp, like some others recently that we've seen popping up, it can perform in two ways. It can either perform as a stereo amp, which is kind of standard, or as a monoblock or in bridge mode, which means you use 1 amp per speaker. Now inside of here, we've got an Infineon MA5332MS amp chip. And in terms of output power, you're looking at 200 watts, 200 by 200 in stereo mode. But in bridge mode or BTL, it's 400 watts. So even if you've got some pretty beefy speakers, this will do the job, especially if you're in bridge mode. Look, I've only got little bookshelf speakers. I've got my NHT C3 Carbon Limited Edition. They are fantastic speakers, but they're only bookshelf speakers. And this amp really is way more power than I need for my setup. But anyway, that's always a good thing. Too much is better than not enough, right? But anyway, let's look at the exterior. That's what it looks like. It's got a vertical orientation, which is a little bit unusual. And here you see your volume pot is nicely weighted. And apart from that, you've just got an input select switch and 3 LEDs down here. Now let's look on the back, which is the business end of this thing. We've got fully balanced architecture, so balanced input or RCA input, and then of course your speaker binding post for your speaker out. It's got an internal power supply, which is great because it means you don't need a power brick. But unfortunately, one little niggle that I have is this is where the power switch is. That means every time you want to use it, you got to do the reach around. Hey, get your mind out of the gutter. You got to do the reach around to turn on the power. I really wish it had, clicks on and powers on when you turn the volume up like that, or either that or just a power button on the front. That's basically my only niggle or complaint with this amp. It's pretty hefty. I don't have the weight here in front of me, but it's pretty hefty. It's probably hovering around that 1 kilo mark. But that's pretty much all there is to it. It's an amp. It has pretty basic functionality. So we're going to move on to how it sounds. So like I said, hooked up this with my NHT C3 speakers, and for my source, I was using the SMSL Raw DAC 1. Got a review coming up for that soon. And also with my SMSL SU9 Ultra, which is one of my favorite DACs. And both of those DACs, of course, were connected via USB to my PC, playing high-res FLAC files. So this L07 delivers clean power and lots of it. This compact, powerful amp makes my speakers come to life. Its transparent and uncolored sound digs up great detail, presents the music the same way that it goes in, basically. It just makes it louder. It's so clean, in fact, that it almost comes across as clinical, but it preserves just enough warmth to sound natural and still evoke emotion. Now, it's impressive how the dynamics are nice and controlled. It's very expressive, and its transparent nature and black background create a nice, spacious and a wide soundstage with good spacing between instruments. The bass is tight and punchy. It's not boomy at all. This is what you expect with sort of neutral amps. especially when paired with a neutral tack like the SMSL ones. So the bass is nice and precise, it doesn't overshadow the mids or the treble. The mid-range detail is handled with finesse, it lets vocals and instruments sound very lifelike and clear, but it retains that little bit hint of warmth that keeps it from feeling too sterile. The treble is crisp and airy, it extends smoothly without any sharpness to it. It's detailed without becoming harsh, which of course is great for long listening sessions, and it's also great for brighter speakers. Now, like I mentioned, my little bookshelf speakers, they're not demanding enough to really push this amp to its limits, but even at ear-piercing levels. But for my specific setup, this amp drives the music with a clear and distortion-free sound. Overall, I think this L07 offers a balanced and articulate sound signature. It excels at revealing fine details, but it doesn't lose its musicality. So to summarize, pretty impressive amplification for that low price. 200 watts in stereo mode, 400 watts in BTL, fully balanced design, straightforward setup. It's got a robust and a detailed, transparent sound with just enough warmth to keep things musical. It's got excellent build quality, really solid. It's got a nice sleek vertical design. It looks pretty high end. It should fit in well with just about any system. So if you're after nice, clean and abundant power on a budget, this is a solid choice for that. I don't have any comparisons lined up. I was going to compare it with the IEMA A07 Max, but it's kind of different. Like the IEMA, it's only got RCA inputs, it's not fully balanced input, and the IEMA also has a subwoofer out, which is something that I like, but this is kind of different. It's catering to a different user. By the way, the A07 Max also does BTL mode, but yeah, like I said, it's not balanced like this. And I just realized I forgot to mention there's the little switch on the back to switch between stereo and BTL modes. So guys, that is the FX Audio L07 stereo amplifier. Look, I've been a fan of FX Audio for many years, since way back when I reviewed their, what was it, the DAC X6, like about 7 or 8 years ago, and they produce a lot of great quality products, and I like the direction they're going with their Good Times lineup. So I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, Par Family Audiophile style. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button before you go, and until next time, I'll see you later.